Hey, it's Deb, my Maine Gardens, coming to talk to you about something I'm doing in our raised beds. This is my first year with raised beds, so pretty much everything I'm doing is a grand experiment. I'm sure I'm going to have some failures and hopefully some successes. So that's what it's all about, right? I planted zooks and I planted squash. I have probably planted too much. I know, you don't need to tell me. I'm sure I overplanted, but I really want to see this year what will go and grow. And then next year, I'll decide if I need to cut back. But here's what I'm doing. I have planted the squashes and the zooks, pretty much squash zook, one and the same, to grow upwards. Okay, and I'm doing that for a couple of reasons. One, if I can get the plants to grow more up than out, I can have more room in the beds for those plants and other plants. The second reason I'm doing this is for better air circulation around the plant. If I can get the air to flow through the plant better, that's going to help prevent powdery mildew and just keep the plants healthier, especially here in Maine where we've had so much rain this summer. It's really helped. And the third reason I'm growing the plants up is to make it easier for the pollinators to see the beautiful flowers. I'm going to show you how I did this and what I used. I just used stuff I had around. There's many other fancier ways you can trellis things, but I'll show you what I did. And then I also want to show you how I am pruning the plants and why. So let's go take a look. Going up, up, and up. Now I used these fun twisty tomato stakes. I put them in when I planted the plants and kind of made these towers. See that? And then I strung string throughout to give the plants something to hold on to. And it's really working. See this? And then I just added kind of some crossbars across the top as it's gotten taller and taller. So what I'm doing now is I'm going around and I'm going to cut back some of the foliage. These leaves, some of them are just ginormous, and I've already taken some out. Because this plant's growing high, I'm going to leave most of the higher leaves alone and remove some of the lower leaves. The other thing I'm doing is because I do have other plants in this bed, including peppers, any leaves that are casting too much shade on other plants or maybe invading their personal space so they can't breathe, I'll probably take those out too. So I'm going to get going and I'll show you what I'm going to cut out. This leaf should be removed. Okay, so I'm going to either pinch it or cut it, whatever I can do, but I want to really get most of it off. This is one that I took off earlier. You can see a few there, but look at this lovely fruit that's coming. You can see I planted lettuce here and it's worked really well. Lettuce doesn't mind a little shade. But this one might be casting too much shade on that lettuce. So I'm going to cut that out. Yeah, open that up a little bit. Okay, this is interesting. This is a piece of fruit that is rotten. Okay, this is not uncommon to see, especially in your early plants. This is that dreaded blossom end rot. And when it happens with squash and cukes, it's likely because they weren't pollinated correctly. So that's why we want to do everything we can to make it easy for those pollinators to get in here and do their thing. So that's why I'm opening this plant up. And you can see we're getting some beautiful summer squash, beautifully pollinated. Yes, that is what it's all about right there. I think I'm going to take this giant leaf out again so the pollinators can get in there. let's pull this one out. Okay, well, that is done. I gave it a great haircut. Look at all of this. I took all of this foliage off the plant. Let me show you how it looks, and please subscribe to the channel. I'll give you regular updates as to how this is going and growing, and we'll continue to learn together. All right, let's go. Okay, look at that. See how much more open and airy this is? You can actually see through the bed now, but look at that. Isn't that nice? See, we still have plenty of foliage. Plenty. But much better airflow, much easier access for the pollinators. All right.